Um, Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm here with Maya Murphy's attorney, Lauren MacDonald. Maya Murphy has offices in both New York and Connecticut, and Attorney MacDonald is admitted to practice law in both Connecticut and New York. Today, Attorney MacDonald will be answering some questions about access to education records. My question for Attorney MacDonald is, what are the rights of parents and students to access educational records? What about step-parents' rights to access these records?
Hi, Emily. Those are some great questions. Thank you. So under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, otherwise known as FERPA, parents and students have the right to access their educational records, subject to a few limitations. Parents may exercise these rights while the student is a child, and the right then extends to the student once they turn 18. However, even when a student turns 18, parents may still have the right to access the records without consent from the student, provided the student is still listed as a dependent on the parent's federal income tax return. Now, under FERPA, each school must develop appropriate procedures to grant access by parents for educational records within a reasonable time frame, not to exceed 45 days from the date of the written request. In addition, the U.S. Department of Education requires students to respond to reasonable requests for explanations or interpretations of the records, also within a reasonable time. Now, if circumstances prevent parents or eligible students from exercising their right to access the records, the school must either provide the parent or student with copies of the requested documents or make alternative arrangements for them to review the educational records. Finally, the school cannot destroy the records if there's an outstanding request for them. However, there are two important limitations to this right of review of educational records under FERPA. First, if the information about another student is contained on the educational record of your student, the parent can only review the portion related to his or her child. So this is especially relevant when there may be witness statements, videos, or photographs regarding a disciplinary action of your student. So the school has the responsibility to redact anything that is information about another student before they give the information to you. Second, while non-custodial parents generally can review the child's records without consent from the student or the other parent, a school must deny a FERPA request by a parent if there's a court order or a separation agreement stating that the parent cannot have access to those records. Now, you've also asked a very important question about what FERPA rights a step-parent may have. Now, step-parents have rights under FERPA when the step-parent is present on a day-to-day basis with the natural parent and the child, and the other parent is absent from the home. In those cases, step-parents have the same rights under FERPA as do natural parents. On the other hand, though, a step-parent who is not present on a day-to-day basis in the home of the child with the other parent, they do not have the same rights to access educational records under FERPA as do step-parents who are with the child on a day-to-day basis. So if you have any questions about access to your students' educational records, amending any type of inaccuracies contained within those records, or improper disclosure of your child's educational records, please feel free to call me.